And since I can't, well, and then we're going to actually go and click on all these and make sure that the axes, which is the center point right here, is in the center of it. You can kind of see that one isn't, which is this one. So I'm going to double click on this tool, move tool, and then I'm going to go to object so I can actually see the axis, and then I'm going to just press reset because that actually transfers the Unity. So you have to make sure these are centered on some things, you know. And then you want to make sure that these values right here is actually 0, because all these values actually transfer in Unity too, and you just want these to be 0. So what you want to do is go to Edit, Modify, do Freeze Transformation. And that resets the value to 0s on over here. So you would just want to select all these objects right here, and you just want to 0 all these numbers out. So you do Modify, and then Freeze Transformation. Okay, so I'm done UV unwrapping this. So I'm going to click on all this stuff, make sure it's all zeroed out. It is. And then I'm going to make sure the axis is centered, and it is. Or pivot is centered, and it is. So I'm going to select all this, or we could just not select it. And then I'm going to export this. So I'm going to go to File, and you could literally do Send to Unity. But in case you can't do that, you don't have Unity on your machine, you can do Game Exporter, and then do you can do Export All. Make sure you're in the Models tab, not in the Animation Clips, but you're in the Models tab. And that you have skinning turned off, all these turned off, but you want smoothing groups on, and then you want this file to be one single file, so not multiple files, one single file. And then you don't want any animations on this because this is just a chest. It's not going to be animated, so that's turned off. Oh, there's Move to Origin option, and then Enable Media or Embedded Media. I don't know. This is actually is all the textures that is actually on the box. So if you have a bunch of textures actually on the box, like let's say like you have a bunch of albedos or like bump maps, normal maps, ambient occlusion, anything on the box, it actually transfers into the FBX file. And then that's the type of file that we're exporting right now is the FBX. So, you know, that's 2008. And you have to make sure that this is actually pointing, the Y, which is green, is actually pointing up, which it is. So it looks like it is. So we're going to make sure that it's pointing up. We want to make sure that this is, the up axis is Y. And then we're going to look at where we're going to export this. So we have to go through our computer and find it, of course. We're going to name this chest 2. Actually, we can't name it yet. So you want to leave this blank and then pick a destination file to export that as, and then name it, oops. You want to name it chest final, maybe, I don't know. Or chest, literally chest. And then you click export, and then you can see that since I have this this one tabbed on, it actually opened up a program called FBX Previewer, and this is a free right here. This is a free Autodesk software that's actually free, and has a bunch of options in it, and you can actually preview your FBX file. And you can actually look at all the animation clips. You can look at the topology with it. So it's very cool, and it has the poly count and everything. So we're going to open up Unity, and we're going to drop that into Unity. So I'm going to drop this in wherever I saved the file. I'm going to just drop that in, and it worked pretty good. And we can see that the front is Z, the blue arrow is facing forward, so it's all correct, and that's actually forward part. So that's all cool. Well, that's how you export a FBX file from Maya and import it into Unity. So thank you and have a good one.